Well, I'm here with Darshan right now, who just won his second straight finals for a split. This is now spring finals. You did it by facing down TSM again. You ended up going to 5 games this time instead of 3, and you came out on top. So, kind of break down for me what was happening in those games because they seemed oftentimes very close in several moments.
Yeah, I think overall that was just an amazing series, and I think playing that series reminded me one of the biggest reasons of why I'm a competitor. Those games where one mistake, budging 1 inch, and makes the difference between winning or losing a game. Somebody gets caught out, done, lose the game, and you're just on a knife's edge. The tension is so high, the crowd is going crazy, and it's down to game 5. That got so close, and I didn't know if we were going to win for sure. When I'm playing the game, of course I'm going to say, we're going to win the series, we're going to do well, but
Right.
during the series, anything can happen, and it's so close. And those are the kind of series that make you feel alive and make you really love being a competitor and really being in esports. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm a pro, for that competition, to just play the best I can as an individual and as a team and come out on top. And I think it's really great because the spectators will enjoy that too when matches mean that much to everyone and are that close. And that's why I probably like this series more than our previous split, because that was just a 3-0 whitewash. But this one, we really had to work. We had to really use every ounce of our willpower and energy to come out on top over TSM. And I want to give them props for also playing well, because I think they did do pretty well. But we were just better today. And now we have a chance to go to MSI. So I'm just extremely excited.
So what was the beat and tempo and the atmosphere for CLG between those games, right? You come out of the first game, start going to the second, going to the third. Like, it's 5 games is a lot of time to be playing League of Legends, a lot of time to have that stress going. So what was kind of going on? Maybe you can give me, like, the between game to between game for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the game, I was a little more nervous than usual, but we usually always, as a team, do meditation. We calm ourselves down, and I think that's the focus, what our whole focus was throughout the series, the common theme. Playing as a team, staying calm, knowing that TSM is going to try and team fight, they're going to try and go aggressive, and we just have to be patient. And we would definitely still mess up because we had nerves too, but we knew exactly what TSM wanted to do most of the time, and we were able to prepare for it quite well. And I think that's the biggest thing that allowed us to beat them, because we were just, I think, a bit more calm than they were.
What went wrong in the games that you lost?
I think, honestly, the draft usually was a big problem in the games that we lost, and then even though we knew they were making some plays, we would still try and fight them, and then that's why we would lose when they were stronger and we still took fights. And so I think those were the 2 biggest problems. And I think on the games we won, I was like, okay, we got a way better draft. And on the games we lost, I'm like, I didn't really like something we did here in the draft.
Yeah. So now you guys head off to MSI. I know that you have gotten a little bit of teasing in the past for comments that you made at the end of the last finals where you won, where you're like, we're going to win Worlds. But again, on stage we heard we're going to win MSI. Is there a chance that this turns out to be another kind of phrase that's kind of used against you guys in the future, or do you think you guys really will do it?
Well, I'm never going to say no, we're not going to win, because I always want to believe that we can. I'm always going to try my hardest, and I'm glad that he said that. I'm glad that my team actually believes, because obviously every split, NA goes to an international tournament, and then they just bomb the whole thing. They look terrible. Year after year after year, it doesn't matter what anyone says. Everyone's like, oh, that's just another NA player being delusional. But I think that's the attitude you need, and I think more people need that attitude to be confident in their team and in themselves to actually win and go on that international stage and actually prove something. And that's what I want to do. I don't really want to speak with my words, because I know what happens when I say we're going to win MSI, we're going to do this. Everyone's like, no, this guy's dumb. I'm going to do everything in my power going up to the event to be the best individual and be the best team that we can be and actually make something happen for NA instead of another international tournament where we just look terrible. Because I think NA deserves more than that. I think we deserve more than that. And I actually want to make a statement at this tournament.
So we're about halfway through April. MSI doesn't start until May 4th, so beginning of May. What is going to happen for CLG in between?
I have no idea. So we need to figure out if we're going to China, we're doing a boot camp in Korea. Those are always fun. But all I need to know is all I know is that we need to put our nose to the ground, or whatever phrase where you're going back to the workshop, back to work, and we really need to just grind out some games as a team and really just perfect our play.
I like nose to the ground. You're going to sniff it out. You're going to figure out what's going on. You're going to sniff and see where people have been. Let's go with that metaphor, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You saved it. That was a close one. Final thing, and we'll see how much our camera operator can swing down, but I want to say everyone on your team was wearing, like, it's just all matched. You guys all look like badasses. You've got your new Astro jackets, all that stuff, and then you just sort of stood out with this kind of, I don't know how to describe, what would you describe the theme of these shoes?
Casual, I don't know.
Okay.
Looking different,
Yeah.
being unique. I think it's nice to have a little flair of your own, in your dress attire. Really show you care about looking good.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Anything you want to say to any of the fans out there? Anybody who supported CLG throughout it and knew that you guys could do it the whole time?
I want to say thank you to all the CLG fans who stuck through after Double Lifted Pole Vaulter left, because I'm sure there weren't many, but it took a lot to stay on, and I hope you guys enjoyed our performance in the finals. And to new fans or people who were doubters of the new CLG roster, I want to say I hope you guys support us for MSI and support our rookies Huhi and 6A, because I actually think they're really good, and they got a lot of undeserved hate and blame throughout the split, but I think they deserve a lot more praise, actually. And I think it's not any one person carrying on a team. It's everyone doing well, and I think that's what we're getting closer to becoming. So stay tuned for MSI. It's going to be a great show.
Well, thank you so much, Darshan, for the interview. Really appreciate it. Fantastic series. Really entertaining to watch, and I'm sure you guys are super thrilled. Looking forward to interviewing you guys in China. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports leading up to MSI and more at esports.yahoo.com.